Welcome to PodScure.
Welcome, friends, to another episode of PodScure. You probably just saw me talking there if you're watching the YouTube or the Facebook, and I had muted myself again because sometimes I don't think about those things. So, anyway, Don.
Who?
How you doing there, buddy?
Neato.
Man, I missed you. So it's been a week. We took a week off.
It was a thing. It wasn't really a thing. It was just a thing.
Yeah, it was just, needed a break for a week, and that happens. So
Occasionally, yes.
Occasionally, for sure. Did you what? How was your trip? You made a trip, didn't you? Or is that?
The foosball trip.
Right.
Going to Indianapolis for the opening of the foosballs.
Right.
I didn't go.
What?
Yeah.
What happened?
I thought better of it.
Too COVID-y?
Yep. I
saw the people in the stands there, and not too sure about that. So
people can make their own decisions. My decision was that having had it, and it wasn't the worst thing I've ever experienced. But that's because I had shots that kept me out of the hospital. I know several people that are currently in the hospital right now. Have not had shots or like to wear masks. Nobody likes to wear masks.
Yeah. Nobody likes to. I mean, but
right.
Fuck.
Right.
Figure it out.
I just, I talked to the boss that invited us all out there, and I said, you know what? If it was a different time and a different scenario, I just had COVID a month ago. I'm out. And
yeah.
He totally understood, and it's what it is. You can't fault people for being cautious in the face of.
But you're living in fear.
No, I'm not.
You're just afraid. You're afraid. That's what it is.
No,
that's what they all say.
Not even afraid. I don't fear it. I've had it. I don't want it again. I don't want to give it to anybody else who might end up in the hospital or the morgue. I would feel utterly guilty about that. And, we have to, whatever you believe, you have to set aside and do the right thing for the masses. Because, what is the phrase? Sometimes the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one.
Yes.
Live long and prosper.
You goddamn right.
Goddamn right. Yeah, I mean, who am I to? Yeah, it would have been fun. Traveling 8 hours on an airplane to and from isn't necessarily my favorite thing to do.
It's an 8-hour trip to get to fucking Indy.
It's so the trip was fly into Cincinnati, and then from there
is Les Nessman picking you up at the airport?
Sorry, Cincinnati. Was it Cincinnati? Yeah, I think it was Cincinnati.
Okay.
And then from there, take a party bus up to Indy, I guess.
Yeah.
because party.
COVID party bus. Woohoo!
Yeah, with a bunch of coworkers. Which, hey, you know what? It's fine. I hope everybody that does things like that protects their face with, something so that they don't, they aren't in some type of pool where the bet is of 18 people, how many people get it? 4. It would be my guess, but whatever.
You think four people will get it?
Oh no, I don't think anything like that. Did you just Rona?
Maybe. Now, I've been doing a lot of cleaning since, because I was on vacation all this last week and kicking up dust and all that crap. So
Your dust mites to yourself, sir. I saw a link to invite people to, hang out with us on the thing, but I couldn't find it, so I couldn't post it because some idiot had to have a nap before this.
oh, we just got a note from our buddy Brian over at Common Ground Football.
What up, yo?
How's it going, Big Bry? Hope everything's...
Stupid Mariners. I don't even know.
Are the Mariners playing right now? I don't know.
No, I don't know. I don't know if they are.
I mean, you guys got to be excited about the Seahawks. They did all right. Wilson's looking mid-season form. Shit.
I was very surprised that not only did they win on the road in an early game on the East Coast ish, that they didn't come out flat like they normally do in every Seahawks opener ever with Pete Carroll at the helm, and a slow start.
Yeah, they were looking really good. I mean, I don't know if Indy is bad, but they look pretty good. So
They look sharp.
I mean, and even my Cowboys, even though they lost
Who?
to the Bucks, to the Brady, but they didn't lose by much. And had their fucking kicker been able to make some goddamn kicks, they would have won. So,
Did he get fired today?
The kicker, Zerline.
Zerline is money. Didn't he used to be? Wasn't he originally the Rams kicker? Or was
I don't remember.
I think when he was drafted,
Brian. What team was he on?
I think when he was drafted, he was like in the Seahawks division.
Could be. I've heard Zerline's been around a while. I do know that.
Yeah, he was kicking 380-yard field goals like they were going out of business.
Yeah, he made 2, he missed 2, and missed an extra point. So the Cowboys, I think, lost by 2 or 3, by 2. I think.
Where was that game?
Tampa Bay.
Oh, that's a shit stadium, anyways.
Yeah.
Isn't it an outdoor stadium?
Yeah.
Right. So Indy will be a playoff team. It was a good showing for the Hawks for sure. Thanks, Bry.
Yeah. So, yeah, I you know what? I love it when you call them cowgirls because it just means you got beat by a cowgirl when you get beat. So.
Listen, getting beat by a cowgirl is not a bad thing.
No, I mean,
I grew up on a ranch. And
if that's what you're into,
there are some cowgirls that you better respect that shit.
You call them daddy.
They will turn you inside out, whatever that means.
All right. I guess we'll have to see how that works out. So.
Not well.
Oh man. So football. So there's the Ravens and the Raiders playing tonight. The R teams.
The Ravers.
The Ravers. Yeah. They should just be all dressed like club kids.
You know what cracked me up is as they showed the military flyover for that game. The jets flew over it right after the national anthem.
Right.
And I looked at myself and I looked at my dogs and I said, why the fuck are they doing a flyover for a closed roof stadium? And they both looked at me and went, because they don't speak English.
Do they speak Spanish?
I don't speak human. They know a few words like treat.
Treat, chicken, outside, go for a ride.
And bean. Yeah, his ears just perked up. What are you doing, Tammy? You just ate. You can't be hungry.
Yeah, today, TR and I, since it's my last day of vacation, I'm back at work tomorrow. We went and got pedicures today, and then we went over to Azteca and had nachos and margaritas.
And so you had American food?
Yeah. And then drove around the Northgate Mall to look at all the Kraken ice, whatever, the ice place,
Oh, right.
whatever. Yeah. So that's all up and running now, it looks like.
Icecapades?
Yeah. It's really interesting. But it's so weird driving over there now and seeing all that. And it's a trip to look at what was. I mean, that was the first indoor mall in the country. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. And
60 something, 62? No, 66. I don't remember.
but yeah,
Don't play there.
but they it's a trip looking at all that stuff. I mean, and there's still, the only stores that they had open in the mall, they had T-Mobile and the Blue Harbor nail salon inside the mall. And so that's where we got our pedicures today. So that was nice.
The Blue Harvest nail salon?
Blue Harvest. Yep. Exactly.
Okay.
So yeah.
Luke, I am your filer. I don't even know what I'm saying. Never mind.
But yeah, we got the whole nice treatment and with the leg massages and all that nifty jazz. So that was nice. But yeah, it's weird. Well, we did go over to the bookstore as well over there afterwards. So
Barnes and Noble.
Yep, and walked around. So it's one of the things that we always love to do when we would go over to the mall is finish off by going to the bookstore, just because it's fun to walk around a bookstore. At least it is for me. I know it may not be that way for everybody, but I like going to the bookstore. Even a comic, especially if it's a comic book store, that's even better. But
like graphic novelry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in fact, I got some. I should have brought them in here with me. I did get some new ones from our comic book store nearby. Some new Garth Ennis stuff, but yeah, I can't. Garth Ennis is the guy who wrote The Boys, and many other things that were kind of crazy, Preacher and things like that. So he,
yeah.
and
Okay. I didn't
so he's
realize
got.
that.
Yeah, so he's got this new series. Plus, as we were buying these things, the owner person said, "Have you heard of ERF?" I'm like, "ERF, ERF, a children's book written by Garth Ennis." And I said, "Oh, I've got to get this." So we went to two comic book stores. Neither of them had it, but I got one, or the closest one, I got them to order it for me. So hopefully I'll get that in like a week. But it should be interesting because Ennis has some dark fucking humor in his work.
Well, I mean, maybe it's more straight-laced stuff as far as
from what I've heard, no.
Okay.
But I don't. I'm sure it's probably not as dark and graphic as it normally is. But I can't wait to see it. But I think it should be great. Yeah. Speaking of, as I was talking about T-Mobile store, have you? And I know you're on T-Mobile. You're not. Oh, you switched off. What'd you go to?
Google Fi.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Well,
And T-Mobile keeps calling me, and I'm not answering their calls because
they put out some new plans, and I switched to one of them, the Magenta Military Max. So if you're former military, you can get it. I don't know what the discount is from anyway, but because they have a Magenta Max and they have the Military Max, so you get a discount for being a veteran or active military. But with that, you get a free year of Apple TV Plus. But the reason I was cool with it was because I've seen so many things about Ted Lasso.
Oh, I don't even know what that is, but I keep seeing the name plastered everywhere.
Okay. So premise is a second-tier college football coach. So not like one of the majors, but one of the second-tier coaches, college football coach, has taken this team that he got, and who is like I think they were winless the year before, and then took them to their championship that next year. So
like the Montana Grizzlies.
Sure. Yeah.
Second tier.
Yeah.
Beats a powerhouse like Washington.
Yeah.
I don't know. That still stings.
Yeah.
It hurts me.
So after he wins this, they fight. There's the background story is all of his players love him. They'll do anything for him. Well, over in London, there is a Premier League soccer team, football team, that is the husband and wife who own the team. Well, the husband who owned the team, played by Anthony Head, who played Giles on Buffy. Husband and wife split. The wife wins the soccer team. She has fired the coach that they had because he's just been mediocre for forever. And she's hired Ted Lasso. Now, Ted Lasso is played by Jason Sudeikis. And so you may know him from SNL. But he was
on other stuff too.
Yeah. But his coaching method, he's very motivational, without being like super in your face about it. It's like he motivates you by getting you to motivate yourself, basically.
I mean, he's Pete Carroll. This sounds like a terrible show.
In a way, he's a lot more positive.
Win forever.
But it's funny because it starts off everybody in the town hates him, call him wanker, all this stuff. His first day there, he has to go in front of the media, and they're just hitting him with all the questions, and he's like, I don't know. We're going to give everything we got for all 4 quarters. 2 halves. What? Oh, we only have 2 halves. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's something I forgot. So he's also brought his assistant coach with him, Coach Beard, who Tiara and I believe is coded as autistic and maybe savantish, and that on the flight over, he read like 5 books on soccer and retained every bit of it. And was also a chess master, and there's actually an episode where he meets up with this girl because they were both big chess fans, and they're playing chess against each other in their mind. No chessboard, no pieces. So he's like queen to da-da-da, and they're just kind of going back and forth like that. So yeah, he's definitely brilliant, and he's funny, and but he's very odd. He's kind of like, he reminds me of a cross between Brian Posehn and Louis C.K. and the way that
so he
goofy, bearded, funny,
and wanks it into a plant.
Maybe not
that.
They don't show that. Now, one thing I've noticed about Apple TV Plus, and I don't know if the two shows that I've watched on this so far, there's been no nudity. So I found that interesting. Even things which you would think would normally show, like, nudity, like shower scenes in the all the players in the showers. So yeah, everything is waist up. So It was it's just a little interesting
An
thing
observation.
Yeah.
So anything that's on, what is it called? Apple TV?
Mm-hmm.
Not interested in. And here's why. Apple TV. Because Apple does not need to be in the television business. You can take everything forever that Tom Cruise does and put it on Apple TV, and I will be fine because I will never watch it. I'm not interested in Apple products. I'm not interested in Apple TV. I have an iPhone because of work, but every product that I use because of our iPhone insistence is faulty. We have problems with it all the time. Like I'm getting text messages right now. I know it because I saw one of them that I'm not clocked out. I clocked out twice today, and it didn't take. Apple products are crap. Apple is crap. Crap. Tom Cruise. Get off my lawn.
But Ted Lasso is really good. If they hadn't given me Apple TV for free for a year, I probably wouldn't have done it. Though I probably would have found a way to watch it.
Exactly. if I could, I don't know, if I could, find a way to view some of the things without,
maybe over at a friend's house or
if you know someone named Cody, I don't know.
It's always them Codys, ain't it?
I need to figure that thing out because I haven't used it in like 2 years, and I used to be able to watch some things with some stuff, and my friend Cody would help out.
Get after it, Cody. I forgot about Brian being a big Apple supporter. Yeah, Apple. So let's just get this out of the way. The only good thing that Apple has done so far
Marketing.
is Ted Lasso.
The only thing that Apple has done forever is proclaim that pumpkin spice season was also Apple season, which is where they here is our new Apple product. It's another phone. It's another phone that sometimes makes phone calls and might be able to text. And it also plays music.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so Apple products. So the thing is, Apple products. If you're
standing in line at Starbucks, they work great.
If you're not technologically literate, Apple products are great. You don't need to know anything.
Here's one button. Can you resist the urge to press the shiny red button?
I would never own. I've never owned an Apple product ever of any sort. Computer, laptop, phone, tablet, nothing. iPod. Even back when iPods were becoming a thing, I think I owned a Zune. So.
Oh, dude, I still have my Zune somewhere. I'm bitextual. Bitextual. Because
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
All of my personal products are not Apple products. All of my work products are Apple products. I go back and forth, and like sometimes I'll be doing things on both phones at the same time. Yeah. It's like being ambidextrous.
When you have two dicks?
No, that means never mind.
You can spank it with both hands.
You start with one and finish with the other, yes.
You can even turn them around and then That's even something completely different.
This one I call the corkscrew.
But the reason I think the reason Apple is big is because of Steve Jobs putting Apple computers in schools back in the 80s and 90s. Then everybody got on board with Apple because it's just it's simple.
Apple products are easy to use if you use Apple products.
Yeah.
If you are a open source person, like Android or whatever other products, you tend to fumble more with Apple because semi decent, half decent, fine. We'll give Apple that. Look, it's what it is.
It's pretty. I think they do make pretty products. I will say that they make pretty products. They, for the simplicity of what they're supposed to do, they're pretty straightforward. If
my hate for Tom Cruise is real, my hate for Apple is whatever.
yeah, I will still default to Android products just because I can root and ROM them and completely customize them as much as I'd like if I want. So far, I'm happy with my OnePlus, and it's got good speed. It's got lots of storage.
OnePluses are great. I had the 6 and the 7, and then when I switched to the new carrier, I got
Pixel
Galaxy S20.
Oh, okay.
Which was the year behind, and I got it for a deal, and I love it.
I like Samsung too, but it's gotten like Apple, where it's overpriced for what you're getting out of it.
True, and that's one of the reasons why I like the OnePlus stuff, because it is on par with all of the Galaxy stuff at almost half the price.
I mean, yeah, I've got 4 cameras on this thing. This is the OnePlus 9 Pro 5G, and it takes
Say that 3 times fast.
It takes fantastic pictures, even when I'm naked. So, there you go.
You're naked from the pants down, I'm sure of it. This is how they.
Hey, did you see this? You see this? I got me some Disputed podcast merch here.
No, you didn't.
Man. Oh man, we're I got our next Disputed. Oh, hang on. So Brian said, as I make the move to live streaming and stuff, I will be doing more PC stuff. Hate to admit it.
Listen, I had this is how long ago this was. My nipples are exposed. There's a hole in my shirt. There's not. However, this was given to me for my birthday. I know this is a metal band, but
Mastodon. Very, very nice. Very nice. It looks just like you.
Yeah, without skin. And if you're gonna undress everything.
If you took your face off.
What is that from?
Face Off.
Wasn't that from The Mask? No, I don't remember.
Everybody saw Face Off. Cage and Nick Cage and Travolta. Come on!
Oh my God!
It was John
terrible
Woo
and great at the same time.
and a John Woo movie.
Oh yeah. So years ago, I had switched from who knows what Android product to an Android or a iPhone 6 or 4 or something like that, and on the top of it, there's the little button that was the on-off button, that you would push, and it was an actual button, not a screen button. So it broke. I couldn't get my phone to do anything. So I went down to the Genius bar.
Oh, so it was an Apple product.
Yes.
Okay.
This was the first iPhone that I had.
I gotcha.
And so I went there and there's all these people and I just got this feeling that half of the clientele there was like, I don't know, they swung around on brass poles or something. I just from the look and everybody was dressed extraordinarily over the top, and whatever. So I'm waiting. Finally, it's my turn, and the guy comes out, and he goes, oh, hey, I don't know if I can help you or not. Our computers are down right now. And I said, well, look, here's my phone. See, here's the button. This is not it, obviously. And I pushed it a few times. I said, see, it doesn't work. And he said, yeah, I can't help you. Our computers are down right now. I said, oh, was it, are they Microsoft products? He said, no, they're not Microsoft products. I said, well, maybe you should have gotten Microsoft products because you could have just rebooted them and they would have been fine. And the guy laughed, went into the back, brought me out a new phone and said, I'll take care of everything else. And not more than a month later, I was off the iPhone products. I just...
Yeah, I'll say my first. Yeah, my first smartphone was one of the Palms. I had the Palm Pilot, and then we went to the Palm Pre, which was like one of the very first full graphic touchscreen smartphones that was available.
Didn't they get sued by iPhone or Apple because didn't Apple come up with the touchscreen first? Or did Apple get sued?
I think Apple may have gotten sued by Palm.
That's probably right.
Because Palm actually, they're the first one to have I don't know if it was a patent or if it was just part of their documentation that said smartphone. So they were the one to come up with the term smartphone.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Welcome to Tech Talk with Don and Dean of PodScure.
Yeah.
So if you just press the button on the back there, and then
maybe if we reboot everything, it'll can we reboot our health and we'll all not get COVID?
So 2 days ago was 20th anniversary of something. Did you remember what it was?
I can't forget something that is being sold and forced into my life every 6 minutes of every day.
Yeah, especially right around this time of the year.
I watched this documentary on the Hulus that it was done by National Geographic, and it is absolutely fantastic. It is the story of that day, and I think it's called One Day in America, or I think it's called One Day in America, with the numbers, and they collected all of this footage from everybody who was there, and it was jarring. There was nothing graphic as far as gore porn or anything like that. It was just the footage from the day,
right,
and the timeline and how everything happened and unfolded, and the ground level view. And I highly recommend it. It is not like every other news story about it that has ever transpired, which is, this is what happened and we're going to go by the book, and they tell the story the way they tell it.
Yeah.
This was more, even more right in the front row, front seat. The people that survived, and a big emphasis, of course, on the people that were the responders rushing in while everybody else was rushing out. It was very, very good.
What was it? Well, do you remember the name of it? What was the name of it?
It's called 9/11, One Day in America. I think is what it's called. It's on the Hulu.
Okay.
Very good. It's so well done. I mean, I found myself sitting there, because I like most people, I remember exactly what was happening, where I was, what I was doing. I can remember the radio show that I was listening to on my way to work when this was all unfolding. And I remember when I got to work, we all got, within an hour, we all got turned around and sent home. And we were building houses in a development in Issaquah for Microsoft people or tech people. And on the way in, at the time, 2001, I was listening to KISW and listening to Howard Stern on KISW. And them talking about it as it was transpiring and talking to, I remember specifically like Stuttering John wanted to leave and go home because it was terrifying, and a couple of the other people, and they were kind of giving him crap about it, but also not. They were, yeah, we're all going, but let's go now, right? And so it was very interesting to remember all of that stuff and remember. I was married at the time, or I was with my ex-wife at the time, and she was in California and due to come home within the next couple of days. And what transpired that day and for weeks afterwards was there were no flights out. Mm-hmm. And like she rented a car and drove up to San Francisco, the Bay Area, on her way home, and somehow the car rental place contacted her and told her that she couldn't leave the state in their car. And so,
okay,
yeah, they weren't. I mean, the entire country shut down. There was no travel anywhere for, across state lines.
Oh yeah, I remember. Well, so I've worked for ADP for 26 years now, and where I was working at the time, there was a lot of travel, and we had I had some people in my department who had to travel. Oh, hi, Bean. Had to travel to Hawaii for a business trip. And so they ended up being stuck in Hawaii for the next 2-3 weeks. So,
yeah, I had to. We got sent home, and then Jamie couldn't get home. And, suddenly we all got laid off. Because certain money, financial institutions tanked right then, and the funding for the project we were working on tanked, and so we all got laid off. And in fact, ironically, I was working for the company I'm working for now back then, but it was a different owner and a whole different type of electrical work. As far as they all they did was like track homes and track lots, and it was owned back then. It was owned by a super religious dude, and every day before we started work they prayed. I did not, but out of respect, I put my head down and rolled my eyes under my closed eyelids. So I got laid off and drove down. My dad lived in Walnut Creek at the time, and so Jamie went and stayed there with my dad and his girlfriend while she was waiting to try and get out of the state. And so I drove down with our 3 dogs in a Jeep Wrangler to get her and drive back home. It was what a weird time that was. So strange.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a very odd time. It's kind of like, all this time, it's this time around COVID, and how it's, forced us to be a bit more cautious about who we're around and where we go, and things we touch and things like that. It's even more dangerous. I mean, if you think about it, the number of deaths, I think, on 9/11 2021 surpassed the number of deaths on 9/11 2001 by like 3 times. So
Right.
the number of deaths by COVID, that is. So it was kind of crazy.
I don't want anybody listening to this to misunderstand anything that I've said. The whole 9/11 event was terrifying and horrible, and I'll never, ever, none of us will ever forget it. For lack of a better word, the commercialism of the event is awful. You couldn't, for the last week, you couldn't change the channel on TV without seeing an advertisement for something 9/11.
Yeah.
And I jokingly said to a friend of mine, I wonder when the 9/11 sales are going to start, because that's the kind of country we live in now, it's 100% commercialized, not 9/11 the tragedy.
No.
But
Well, the Memorial Day sale, and which is, the same. It's essentially the same thing. The Memorial Day where they're selling beds. We come get your in memory of 9/11. Please come get your king size mattress, frame included.
Yeah. It was like one of the things in 2002 that was, we all came together on the 12th and the following weeks and months.
Couple of months, sure.
Yeah. And something that I found very ironic was the commercialism of the American flag, which was made in China or Korea.
Sure.
They were sold out everywhere. But every single one of them was made in China or Korea or Taiwan or whatever. And it was so odd to me. I still don't understand that people didn't catch that.
Oh yeah,
I'm a cynic, man, and I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to be a dick about 9/11 at all.
Yeah, it's the same kind of shit that Carlin was saying. We got we sent people over there to blow up stuff that had nothing to do with anything that had happened here, and including going back over to Iraq. And blowing shit up there that had nothing to do with 9/11.
They tried to kill my daddy. I'm going to go get them.
But yeah, it's fucking ridiculous how it's funny now. So coming from that period of time where there was this ultra patriotism, I don't want to say it was nationalism necessarily, but this super patriotism because everybody got brought together. And from there, when you're going to Bush, and then there were so many people at that, near that point in time where there was getting with the Tea Party, which then, kind of spilled over with all the lies and getting all that stuff across. And then finally coming back to now Trump, where, anytime I see an American flag anymore, if I see somebody flying it on their car, it's
Or wearing it as clothes.
Yeah, well, those I've always hated. but it just feels like it's number one. It's performative that you're not doing anything. I too love America, but America is fucked up. It's sick, and it needs help. We need help.
It needs to be rebooted.
Yeah. And the people who say, well, if you don't like it here, you could move somewhere else. Fuck you. This is my country. I was born here and raised here and fought in a war here for the United States Army. I think I've got a bit of a say in how I think the country should be. But
that's not very Midwest of you. That's not very white of you, Dean.
Yeah, fuck that.
It's almost been weaponized.
Yeah.
Like I live in Snohomish County, which is pretty red.
Yeah.
I'm not. I
Right.
have a neighbor right over here that flies. For the last 4 years, he's been flying an American flag. In a manner like this, down from his rafters of his little patio.
So it's hanging straight down.
It's hanging straight down right
Okay.
next to his Trump flag. There have been several times. I have a flagpole or a flag thing on my house. I don't fly an American flag. I don't fly any flag for any reason because I would have to do many things, like one, keep it lit at night or bring it in, or fly it at half mast for certain events, and on certain days. I've had to go over several times and tell that neighbor, oh, it's your flag's supposed to be at, or in passing, say, oh, your flag's supposed to be at half mast today because of whatever, or your Seahawks flag does not go above the American flag. So it's interesting that most of the people that are yelling about protesting in front of the flag or by the flag or near the flag or around the flag, the people that are against that don't even know flag etiquette.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't believe it's supposed to be in a moving vehicle going down the road at 90 miles an hour in your diesel truck that is spewing
Rolling
diesel
coal
fumes all over it, and the edges are tattered. You're not supposed to do that.
Right.
Only in battle are you supposed to be able to put up a tattered flag. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just become such a I see it all the time. Somebody in a giant ass diesel truck plowing through traffic, and you know how people do when they get on it on in a diesel truck and all the fumes spew out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I see a lot up here.
I saw where they're rolling coal.
Exactly.
Exactly. Fuck those guys.
Yeah. Hi, little boy.
Seriously. Yeah, I'll chase them down. I'll follow the smoke. I'll back up and follow the smoke. You're sending signals, buddy.
Yep. Yeah, you're sending smoke signals. Yeah.
How much do those tires cost? Them big ass truck tires are fucking expensive.
But we're civilized Americans, Dean.
Well, I'll use an X-Acto knife. It'll be precise cuts,
so that they wear out faster. Not
yeah. I mean, I suppose I could be nice. I think the first time I probably just remove all the stems.
Yeah, but that flattens them right now. I mean,
yeah. Well, they say, but the tires are still intact. They can get somebody to come out and put new stems in and air them back up if they wanted, and then you keep an eye on them. You do that shit again, then you're going to be paying $800 per tire.
Yeah, but see, that's something that they would do. You know what I mean? And I don't mean to sound so divided, but we are.
Yeah.
You know, I want to punch people in the face.
Oh, yeah.
I don't do it, and I try not to get in people's faces about things because it's just not the way to get anything done. We've seen this. Listen, just punch them right in the face. Just punch them in the face. They'll crumple like a little Donald Trump skin.
Donald Trump foreskin.
Oh, speaking of Donald Trump skin, he and I didn't see this because this whole boxing trend that's happening right now between either former boxers or YouTubers or get down. Sorry, everybody. Tammy is being a jerk. Get over here. Get up
Oh, Tammy.
there. Not you. You get up there. Hey, get up there. Good girl. Lay down.
Okay, I did it. Can I go now? She's ready to go. She's just looking off. She's like, Dad, can I go? Dad, look at me. Can I go now?
I'm sure they probably both need to go out, but
Probably.
they can wait. Anyways, Donald Trump announced the boxing match this weekend between Tito Ortiz and I can't remember who, and Vitor Belfort and a 58-year-old what is his name? Got his ears bit by Mike Tyson.
Evander Holyfield?
Evander Holyfield, who got knocked the frig out, and so did who didn't see that coming, and Tito Ortiz, who is hugely up Trump's behind, also got knocked the out, which yeah, it was pretty awesome. But yeah, Trump was announcing it.
So he was like the
Color commentator.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Which
that
is
was,
really weird because there is no color in that man whatsoever,
except for orange.
What was that? What was the color in the crayon box? Burnt umber. That was burnt umber.
Sure. So, how's your mental health?
I'm good.
Yeah.
With all things. I'm flummoxed by health insurance. Yeah. So they've got me on this new drug. My A1C is down to 6.1, which is amazing because just
where do you need to get to?
6 months ago, I was at 7.9. 6 months before that, I was in the 9s. 6 months before that, I was in the 11s. So we found a combination of drugs that work for me to keep my A1C at 6.1, which is pre-diabetic.
All right.
Which means that the likelihood of me having serious health issues are greatly diminished because my numbers are so low.
You'll keep a foot.
I'll keep both my feet and phalanges and my pee and all of the things. Hopefully.
You don't want your pee to fall off.
No, you got to use that. So
a diabetic pee.
The insurance company, we just switched insurances and at work, and of course the insurance company that we are with now doesn't want me to take the drug that has been keeping me
Fuck those guys.
great shape. So my A1C is way down, and my glucose has been right around 100, which is where we want it, and so they've made me, I have to try these this other drug, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna try it for 2 months. I've been on it for several weeks now, and my glucose has been constantly going up, and I've been, instead of at 100, I've been above 150 all the time, which means my A1C is starting to go up, and it's going to go up. We're going to try the Jardiance and this other stupid drug to assist, and it's supposed to help other parts of my body, because diabetes medicine it's fucked. It fucks you up. Don't get diabetes, kids. Exercise. Unfortunately, for some people, it's genetic.
Yep.
It's genetic for me. So, yeah. So that's been fucking with my health a little bit, or my mental health, because I've been through this. I've been through all of this. I've tried a whole bunch of drugs. They happen to not be on the list of drugs that this insurance company will cover. I have to try their specified drugs, which are almost as expensive as the drug that keeps me in great bloodlust health. Bloodlust? Whatever.
Okay.
Hey! Don't you dare.
What was she doing?
She started bullying Bean because he was going, he was trying to play with her, and she snipped at him. Don't do that. Don't be like that.
Just play or go away.
Why are you being like that? Huh?
My dad.
You get up here.
Dad.
Get up here. Get up there. Get up there. Get up there. That couch is as much yours as it is hers.
That's funny, because it was you. Back in the day, wasn't it him that was whooping her ass?
No. Well, so there's hierarchy.
Okay.
So, especially in the pit bull world, there is a definite who's the boss, who's not the boss, right? And it is very, very common for the females to be much more bossy and leaders of the pack than the males.
Interesting.
Female pits are notoriously bossy. Male pits are much bigger, and when the things between them happen, if they don't stop right away, somebody gets hurt worse than the others, and usually it's the females, just because of pure strength, kind of
Right.
like in domestic violence.
Yeah.
The there's more punching. There's a lot of punching going on, or hitting, or whatever, or biting, or whatever, between both people, but the damage is usually done by the male as opposed to the female.
Done to the smaller.
Right.
Yeah.
So and I don't exactly, when they got into it, I turned my back, and I'm not sure if it was a toy or part of a treat or just being in her space. But I recall her making the first sound, and by the time I turned around, they were entwined, and I don't exactly know how it happened, but Bean went over the top and grabbed her neck,
Right.
and just the skin, didn't have her by muscle.
Right.
But grabbed her skin and started doing the tug thing. And that's when I dove into it. And of course, that freaked both of them out, because Dad is suddenly attacking both dogs, and Bean is trying to, protect himself by ripping at her neck. And I'm trying to pry his mouth open, which is the dumbest thing you can fucking do. If you ever get into this situation, stick your finger up your dog's ass; they'll stop.
No,
you can't think of things like that.
I've tried that.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Well, I gave it a shot because I was told it worked. Nope.
Yeah, you've got a couple of pities too. So
yeah.
So I got my hands all bit up, and Tammy got all bit up, and Bean got a cut on his ear, and another cut somewhere else, and I mean, it was a bad scene, and I was laying on both of them, trying to get Bean to let go, with every ounce of energy, and he was looking at me like he was terrified that I was hurting him. And she was terrified, and she was making this howling noise that I just was crushing me. I thought she was getting killed. It was a bad situation. And now since then, here is the dynamic. She's in charge. She is 100% in charge. If she looks at him funny, he looks away, or he'll sneeze at her, like, how dogs do, which is a signal for them that they are playing. So when two dogs are screwing around and you hear them sneezing at each other all the time, it's because
they'll chuff.
They are telling each other, I'm gonna pretend to bite you now. Let's pretend. Let's not. So once in a while, she still gets a little snippy with him, but not. And it's hard to tell whether she's playing or not, because she will posture up and nip at him real quick, but not. She never makes contact. I think it's just her being dominant to him, and Bean is fine not being the alpha. I mean, whenever they get a little too aggressive, I alpha. I'm always alpha.
Yeah.
She knows I'm alpha. Bean obviously knows I'm alpha. Dogs are funny.
They are weird. Dogs
are so weird.
So fortunately, everything has been quiet over here since May. So,
do you think that maybe because, well, one, you guys were gone.
Right.
And two, there was change happening. There was, because you guys were, if I remember correctly, you were kind of packing stuff up and making large changes.
Right.
And T was very stressed out, as I remember.
Oh yeah.
And there was a lot of things going on. So that I wouldn't be surprised if we could figure it out, that all of that combined was a stressor for the dogs.
Yeah. There was one other time since then that happened like 2 weeks later. It's kind of funny because it's never when I'm around. It doesn't happen when I'm around. So Tiara was out in the TV room with the dogs. I was taking a shit. So I have to cut it off, try to button back up, and run out there. Now we have a camera in our TV room, so I can keep, if I need to see if anybody's broken in, keep an eye on the dogs, whatever they're doing out there. And it records. So me with my bare ass hanging out of my shorts trying to break up two pit bulls. It was the most fucking ridiculous thing. I mean, but yeah, it's like, and it's hard. I mean, because, Onyx is big. She's 110 pounds. So right. she's a pit Dane mix. So she's big. And so the other way to break them up is if you lift them straight up. Now I can do that. Tiara can't do that.
Right.
So basically I'm lifting her and him who's attached to her, and it's just, and I've at the end of it, we finally got them separated, and we just collapsed and my bare ass hanging out on the floor. trying to recover. That's why we ended up taking Tiara to the emergency room because she did this. She did the getting in between. So I got a couple of nicks, but nothing like her.
Yeah. I didn't even get stitches. I just got,
She got like 6 or 7.
I had holes in my hands, and they were, I kept, because I'm diabetic, I had to treat them every day because you can, especially with a dog mouth, you can get bad stuff. My vet was actually, go get this list of things if you don't have it. And so I did. And she was very good about helping me out. But,
fortunately, I mean, I couldn't afford another $1,000 plus to take them back in. So what we ended up doing is we went over to the Tractor Supply, and they carry antibiotics for animals.
Ivermectin.
This was actually a shot. So I bought syringes. I mean, I grew up on a ranch, so I'm used to, I've given horses, dogs, cattle, I've given them all shots. She just falls over. And so it was no big deal to me. So yeah, we got a bottle of whatever it was. Cause I went online to talk to the vet, and I said, well, what can I get? I mean, I just can't afford it. And so
it's pink stuff, right? Doesn't it come in a pink bottle?
No, this was a brown bottle.
Oh,
yeah. I gave her shots every day for 2 weeks, and she never had any problems. She's the one who always gets, well, I take that back. That first fight, she got Shadow in a way that she could have killed him. So I think she doesn't maybe try as hard, or maybe just because she's old. I don't know.
Maybe she's not so into the actual fight as opposed to standing up for herself.
Yeah.
Like was what I think happened with these two is that it was a standing up for herself, and then suddenly Dad was on top of them, and it was a fight for your life thing. So, because they didn't know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's hard if you're trying to break it up by yourself. I mean, there needs to be an easier way.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna run back into the kitchen and get a bucket of water. I didn't think about. Bean is really sensitive about his tail, and she is really sensitive about her front paws. So if it ever happens again, I'm grabbing her front paws and I'm grabbing his tail, and I'm about 90 some random number % sure that will nip it in the bud real quick.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not trying to put my hands in dogs' mouths.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe if you're wearing like one of those chainmail gloves,
Shark
like
mail?
shark gloves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it sucks. I mean, it's such a hyper. I mean, you just get going, and your heart's pounding, and you're trying to break it up. And what was funny is because I watched the other thing was watching the playback of the fight and us breaking it up. The entire thing took maybe 5 minutes, but it felt like 20.
Exactly. That's what I went through with these two. It was probably 2.5 minutes or 5 minutes or something like that, but it felt like 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, just trying to pry them apart was terrifying for all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
gets a little jelly sometimes because she's the new one in the family, and Bean doesn't get all the attention. She sees to that. She has to be as close to me as possible. Bean doesn't really care that much. He's like, can I see you? Am I touching you? Are you feeding me? I'm good. And he wants to lay on her, but he doesn't want to, he wants to dogpile with her, but he also doesn't want to interfere in her space. She doesn't give a shit. She will come sit on his head to get him to move out of the spot that she thinks is hers, and he'll move. He's like, okay. You know, what happens though is when she does that to him, he gets extra special love because he just got jacked out of his spot, which he was comfortable in. She's the interloper coming in to take that spot. Well, guess what? The new great spot to be is wherever Bean is because he got jacked. But he's always really, really careful around her. And, you know, he's such a worried dog. Not worried. He's got
Anxiety?
I wouldn't call it anxiety, but he's sensitive. He's a very sensitive dog. You've met him. He's like, are we sure this is okay? Is this okay? Are we okay? Whereas she's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna do whatever I want.
He's a little self-conscious.
Yes, he's been. I'm pretty sure he's been abused.
Sure.
I think she has too, because if you move too fast, she flinches, and you know I'm not about that life.
Yeah.
You know they can't punch me back. All they can do is bite, and nobody wants that.
Yeah.
So, you know, here we are. We're a dog pack, and it is what it is.
Yeah. Fur babies.
Yeah. If you don't have a dog, get a dog.
Yeah.
They will make your life so much better, especially in these troubling times of, you know, mental health issues, because we all have them. I don't care who you are. We all have them. Everything that we've been through in the last 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, whatever, has been pretty darn taxing.
Without a doubt. Yeah. My mental health has been, I don't know what it is. If it's work or if it's this thinking of, or the stress of getting packed to move, or the other shit that I'm going through, or, so yeah, it's just like last night. Oh God. So, you know, you ever doze off, just doze off and then you go right into a dream?
Yeah, kind of, but so I have apnea, and as soon as I start to doze off, I wake up and go lay down and put my mask on. So
yeah. So yeah, so last night, I toss and turn. It takes me a bit to get to sleep anymore, and I take indica edibles so I can. So I was last night. I had gotten into the comfortable position and I dozed off, and I went right into a dream. I don't know how long it took, but I had a dream where Tiara was breaking up with me, and it felt so real. And I woke up crying and having a panic attack.
Damn.
It was, so, you have a panic attack, it's just fear. Yeah. So mine was
adrenaline.
Mine was fear and sadness. And I just felt, I could swear at that time, I just wanted to not be anymore. That's how heavy it felt. So it was, yeah, Tiara just she rubbed my chest. I'm right here. And until I finally was able to calm down. But it took a while. Even though I knew it was bullshit, it felt so real.
Yeah.
And I was just, it was.
No matter the cause of a fucking panic attack, it is 100% valid, even though whatever is causing it is absolutely infinitesimal as far as reality. The likelihood that anything is really bad happening is not. Your body is reacting to some what's it called? Some input that is causing irrational
triggering events.
Right.
Yeah.
Your adrenaline. You get an adrenaline dump. I used to. I see things moving.
It's dog fooding time.
Hello to the dog and the wife.
Don saying hi. Not that. She yelled back for
Nice.
hi.
Yeah, it's just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It's panic attacks are highly overrated. Interesting. I have with the mental, struggles that I've had in my life. I cannot remember ever having a bad dream.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. I have strange dreams, but I cannot literally remember ever having an awful dream. It's weird.
Yeah, so usually my awful dreams are apocalyptic. Like, I mean, so it's like the bombs are about to start dropping. That's what it's not like it's like it's imminent, nuclear war or whatever. Those are the kinds of bad dreams that I have when I have bad dreams. And I don't usually remember my dreams, any of them. So yeah, this one was but it was like, I think because of the wave of my sleep where I was like right on the cusp of awake asleep. And so then it just hit me. I mean, I woke up crying and my heart was pounding, and it was not good. Very much not good.
Yeah, I mean, sleep has always been a safe place for me, I guess. Even with a lot of crap that I lived through and alcoholic family members and drug addicted family, whatever. It has always been. I've always been at ease sleeping.
As it should be.
Well, yeah, I wonder why that is. It's very interesting.
Tiara just popped by to say hi for those who are not watching or are just listening. So
Pay no attention to the woman behind the curtain. Although you could pay attention to her because she has a podcast.
she does.
That is of the Booney Docs, the Boondocks,
Yes.
TV show, which,
TV show program.
program. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have a whole lot more.
Yeah, me either. So,
Me either.
but we got somebody watching us. I don't know whoever's watching us right now. If you have a question before we sign off, we'll answer it for you. I know we have one viewer right now out on YouTube, and whoever you are, leave us a question, or give us a naughty joke. We'll read it.
Or just type something. Yeah. In fact, if we're going to continue to do the video feed part of our program,
Yeah.
I would love to do put that out sooner. I didn't even realize, and I forgot, and then here we are on video feed.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I'm not picking my nose or anything.
You're not picking mine, so that's even more important.
Maybe I can pick the viewer's nose. The single viewer.
Oh, I think we scared them
hello,
off.
viewer.
I think we scared them off. They ran away.
Was there a name?
There was not. I just saw it. Just shows me up at the top that how many viewers we have in each. So because we're streaming to both the Facebook and the YouTube.
Oh well, who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to. I've got a friend who does a podcast.
Oh yeah.
That is about the history of rock and roll. And,
Nice.
He's very interesting. He's a very dear friend. I need to bring him on.
Well, get after it.
I will. I will talk to him and see if I can't get that set up for us maybe next week or
Monday.
yeah. I don't know what his schedule is like Monday nights though, but he is local, so
Well, maybe we can do a Sunday.
maybe just not a Tuesday or a Thursday because I apparently am bowling on both those nights now.
Tuesday, I've got Boondocks. Thursday, every other Thursday now is Disputed Podcast. Our next one, TR is going to be on the next one, by the way. They're debating Indiana Jones versus Rick O'Connell, the Mummy.
Oh right, okay, good.
So she's chosen Rick O'Connell because she loves Brendan Fraser. Fraser.
He's just one of those guys that seems to be nice.
Yeah, he's another Keanu, Dave Grohl, Bob Ross.
Did you see that there's another Matrix movie coming out?
Yes, I haven't seen the trailer yet, but I did know it came out. I haven't looked at it.
Well, the trailer has come out. Yes. Hey, whatever you're doing, stop it. I gotta go. She's starting to look for a place to. I think she's got to deduce.
All right.
Yeah, she's got that look in her eye.
All right. Well, in that case, I will. I'll do us a sign off then, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, we can sign off.
All right. Well, as we like to say, eat bacon,
Pet dogs,
and give hugs. We will. Yeah.
and mask up, please.
Mask up. Get the vaccine. Get after it. We said so. All right. Peace. All right. We'd like to thank Still Pluto and Crodander for our intro and outro tunes. You can find Still Pluto and Crodander on Spotify, YouTube, Pandora, and freemusicarchive.org. Thanks for joining us, and we hope to see you again next Monday. Hopefully we'll have a guest that you'll be able to talk to and leave questions for. But yeah, anyway, enjoy the music. See you next week.